Namaskar students. In this video, we will take one more problem on the concept of basis and dimension. The problem is we have to determine here whether or not this collection of four vectors forms a basis of R4 or not. See, this vector space R4 has dimension 4. So this collection of four vectors, it may or may not form the basis of R4. If in any problem, if it is the same vector space R4 and we are having the collection of three vectors and we have to check that whether that collection of three vectors is going to form a basis or not, the answer will be no, because we know that the dimension of this R4 is 4. So if we are checking any subset for the basis of R4, then that subset should be having four elements, should be having four vectors. Here, for checking that this R4 is a basis or not, if we are able to verify the both properties that these four vectors, they are generating R4, they are spanning R4. This is the first property. And the second one, if we are able to verify that these four vectors, they are linearly independent vectors, then this collection of four vectors will form a basis. And if any of the property is not satisfied, then it will not form a basis. So let us consider here set B. This B is subset of this vector space R4, which is defined over the field R. B has four vectors, which are these given four vectors, and it is a subset of this vector space R4. Here we have to check whether this B, we have taken this collection of four vectors as B, that whether this set B form a basis or not. Let us check whether the set of vectors which are present in this set B are linearly independent or not. And if they are linearly independent, then we will be checking that are they going to span R4 or not. So let us check first for the linear independence. For checking the linear independence, since we have four vectors, we will be considering here four scalars, and we will be assuming that the linear combination will be equal to 0 vector. So we have considered here four scalars k1, k2, k3 and k4, and in the next step we have taken their linear combination as a 0 vector, and the 0 vector is a 0 vector of this vector space R4. It has four components, and all the four components are here 0. By doing scalar multiplication and after that doing vector addition, we will be getting homogeneous system of linear equations, because when we will be solving the left hand side, we will be doing scalar multiplication and then vector addition, and when we will be comparing both left hand side and right hand side, we will be getting a homogeneous set of linear equations, system of linear equation. The right hand side of all the equations are 0 here, and we will be checking that what is the nature of this homogeneous system of linear equations. If this homogeneous system of linear equation has unique solution, then we know that that unique solution will be the trivial solution, means k1, k2, k3, k4, they will be taking value 0. And in that case, we will not be able to find the non-zero scalars. And trivial solution will imply that this is the case of independence. But if we are getting the infinite solutions, in that case, we will be able to get non-zero scalars k1, k2, k3, k4, so that this linear combination is a 0 vector, and that will be the case of dependence. So for checking that whether it is the case of trivial solution, unique solution, or it is the case of infinite solution, let us consider here the coefficient matrix and reduce it to the echelon form. So we are considering here the coefficient matrix. This is our coefficient matrix, and we can very easily reduce it to echelon form by using elementary row transformation. So with the help of this one, with the help of this first row, we can make all these entries in second, third, and fourth row as 0. So we are using these transformation. In all these three transformation, we are using the first row. And after applying these transformation, we will be getting the new matrix, which will be this one. Again, here we have 1. Now with the help of this second row, we can make these two entries as 0 because we want to convert it into the echelon form. So with the help of second row, we are making here these two entries 0. We are changing here third and our fourth row. So after applying these two elementary row transformation, we will be getting a new matrix, and here these two entries are 0. In fourth row and third row, they are identical. There is a difference of one scalar only. So easily we can make here fourth row as a 0 row by using this third row, and with the third row, the scalar which we are using here is minus 1 by 2. So after applying this transformation, we are getting this matrix, and it is in echelon form. Now, once the matrix, coefficient matrix has been reduced to the echelon form, we can read its rank. Rank is the number of non-zero rows in the echelon form. Here, the number of non-zero rows is 3. The first is non-zero row, second is non-zero row, third is also the non-zero row. So the rank of the coefficient matrix is 3. Now let us conclude that whether it is a case of unique solution or infinite solutions. So how many unknowns we have here? If we see here the set of equations which we have, it involves 4 unknowns, which are the 4 scalars k1, k2, k3, k4. So here n, the number of unknowns are 4 and rank is 3. So rank is here less than the number of unknowns. So this is a case of infinite solutions. Infinite solution means we can find out non-zero scalars such that this linear combination is equal to 0 vectors. So if we have infinite solution, then that is a case of dependence. So here the given set of 4 vectors, they are linearly dependent in nature. Since they are linearly dependent, since the given set is linearly dependent, it doesn't form a basis. There is no need to check for the second property that is it going to span R4 or not, because the first condition, first property is not satisfied, so it will not form a basis. For the basis, it is necessary that it should be spanning set as well as it should be linearly independent. So in this particular case, this given collection of 4 vectors will not form a basis of R4. So in this way, we can check whether the given subset is a basis of a vector space V or not. For that, we have to verify both conditions. We have to check whether it is spanning that vector space or not. And the second thing, we have to check whether that collection of vectors is linearly independent or not. If any property is not satisfied, in that case, the collection of those vectors will not form a basis. Thank you. Have a nice day.